Good morning. Wait a minute. Ooh, excuse me. It's interesting that came through as I was getting ready to record. I had to be out of that last place yesterday, and the Russian man, I already knew that he was full of it because he was overcharging people, undercharging other people, telling one person one thing and another person another. It was really ugly. And the guy that I was rooming with told me where he was going, because I said I didn't have anything set up yet, and he was telling me about that he was watching his kid, so he was going to have an opportunity to spend the night at his ex's house watching the kid, and then he would check into the place where I'm outside of now. And in the meantime, my friend came up and helped me pack some stuff and move this truck. And we determined that it really it's a clutch situation. It really has nothing to do with the transmission like I thought. It's pretty much the clutch. It's not engaging, and at least not like it's supposed to. And he trailed me all the way over here to this property because I had to book it, and then once I booked it, then I could see what the address was. And it wasn't that far from where I was staying before, but still, it was a few miles, and it was taxing on the vehicle. And I was saying, "Come on, girl, I knew you can do it. You can do it." And I was asking my father. I said, "Okay, what am I supposed to do next?" Well, the thing is, I had wanted to turn in some recycling that I had, and my friend asked me, "Well, how much is it?" I said, "It's probably amounts to about $10 and stuff, but that's $10 I don't have." He said, "We ain't gonna worry about that." He said, "Is there a place for you to toss it?" I said, "Well, I'm not gonna toss it here. If I have to, I'll find some place to toss it over there and stuff." Because we actually drove by this one recycling place, making my way here to park the truck. And I wouldn't think anything of it because my mind was focused on where I was going to stay. And we were working out those specifics as well. So I found a room for the night, which is a sister property for this guy where I'm checking in now. And this morning, after I had fixed something to eat, I walked some of the stuff down here that I had. And when I got here, I'm looking and I'm hearing like recycling. And then I look over and sure enough, there's a sign, recycling. And the stuff that I had in the bed of my truck was still there. Nobody touched it or anything like that. So I walked back, and I had an Uber gift card for Christmas that I received. So I called Uber and said, "Okay, pick me up and take me up the street." And the girl showed up and brought me up the street. Just a few bags and stuff, but she was like, "Yeah, that would have been too much for you to be trying to carry on your own." I'm like, "Yeah, it would have been. I would have had to do it in a couple of different trips, and they don't really have storage place." But I was less worried about that because I have, like I said, my vehicle's parked here. So I went ahead, and there was a shopping cart that I noticed that somebody had left on the side of the road, and I got it. Came and got all that recycling, and I took it over there. It's like $9. $9 I didn't have, so okay. Then I said, "All right, now what?" And he's telling me, he's like, "Everything's in place." And I look over there, I said, yeah, that's an automotive repair shop. He's like, yeah. All you need is the money, and you can get this vehicle up and running again, like I showed you in the dream. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I just need the money. So, I say all that to say what? Do you even know what the Holy Spirit is, people? Seriously. All of you who work with spirit, do you know what the Holy Spirit is? And do you not know why you have such a hard time with people in your lives? Seriously. Because it came up. I was talking to my friend because I was like, well, I had, before I found that other place to crash, I said, well, can I stay the night with you and then take the train up? I know how to navigate the trains. And he was like, well, let me text my partner. But I didn't prep him. And he admitted, he said, you're not one of his favorite people. I was never one of his favorite people. In fact, when he met that guy made up his mind that he didn't like me because I was his best friend. And he systematically inserted himself in all manner of my friend's life. Yet again, my friend allowed him to insert himself in our relationship. When I came back, he tearfully apologized to me because of what he allowed that man to do. But the thing is, you don't get to half step. Not when it comes to that which is divine. He ain't going for that. And that's what my friend has done. He said, well, I have to clear it with him. And I'm like, excuse me. You're buying a house with him? And you have to clear it with him? When it comes to when you have somebody over there? Or I guess that doesn't apply to your sister, which my father showed me in the dream. Because she had called me. Because I'm speaking terms with his sister. I said, she has my phone number, I have her phone number. I don't have his friend's phone number. But, okay. But his friend is peculiar. He's odd. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you want, then there's nothing I can do about it. That's your choice. But once again, I'm going to ask you, do you know what the Holy Spirit is? The Holy Spirit is what comprises your collective consciousness. It's every thought that you have. Colette Baron Reed likes to call them goblins. They just speak your fears, your anxieties, and whatnot, and you're trying to get them under control. And you believe you have them under control, even as the rest of the world is going haywire. That's why when your life is going so good, you say, well, it's not me, so I ain't worried about it, but it's somebody else, and I'm not worried about that either because it's not me. Okay? Now, that which is your Holy Spirit, which was intermingled with my Holy Spirit, which was intermingled with that which is divine, they ain't on the same page. Let me say that to you again. That which is my Holy Spirit, which was intermingled with your Holy Spirit, which was intermingled with the divine, is not on the same page. You want to go it alone. You're going to be allowed to go it alone. You want to say that you can trust Spirit to see you through. Well, like I said, it's not for me to judge you. You judge yourself. Because you're going to find out that that which is Spirit, that you say, don't mess up, and it's got your back, you're going to find out just how screwed up some of those spirits are as you've been talking to them. Because they are individualized expression of thought and consciousness that are intermingled and intertwined now within your own. You're buying into their belief system, their ideals, and singular expression through you because you have become a willing vessel to them. You're not supposed to open yourself up to Spirit just because you can. Because if you do, you get what the world is at large. There's a lot of chaos in the world. You think Spirit cares about those people who were on that cruise ship, the Norwegian cruise ship that stalled? And then the other boat that was there trying to rescue them? And they had engine problems too? And they had to dispatch rescue aircraft for the rescue vessel, as well as rescue aircraft for those people there? Now all this as a part of a grander scheme of things that you're not paying attention to because you don't feel like you have to. You're sitting there talking about Donald Trump, you're talking about the Mueller reports and all this kind of stuff, as if the politicians that are in place are responding to what you're saying because they don't have to. That is the epitome of what Spirit will do. They don't have to respond to you. See, if somebody is willing to respond to you, willing to work with you, that's one thing. But at the same time, many of you already have it on solid authority, meaning your own experiences, that not everybody is forthcoming into why they even interact with you. Sometimes for them it's playing a game. And you don't want to play games with Spirit because they always have one up on you. You don't know what it is they have studied from you or about you prior to you opening up and learning how to communicate with them. It's like learning another language. And there's slang and vernacular that you know nothing about. That's why you're looking at all these symbols and stuff and you're trying to say, well, when I see this symbol, it means this. It may mean that to you, but it might mean something else to them. You're playing around with fire and you are going to get burned. That man that I left, he said, oh, well, the guy who's driving the Tesla, he's going to take care of you. And I said, I have something greater than that taking care of me, meaning my Father. He said I was not going out on that street. I was ready to sleep in the truck. He said, you ain't sleeping in that truck. Now, was my friend supposed to do what he did? Yes and no. He did it because he was my friend. It's still money that I owe him. And I will repay him. But to what measure? Because the thing is, see, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything with him the next time around that we sit down and have a heart-to-heart chat about his relationship with that man, which I saw years ago was toxic. I said, he's hurting you. He said, no, he ain't hurting me. If anything, I'm hurting him. You might be enabling him, but you're not hurting him. That man is odd. I tried to like him because of you. Do I hate him? No, I just don't care for him. I'm good at not caring for people. Like I said, when that man, he said, well, where you going? I said, I don't know. And he wanted my number. I gave it to him only because I'm looking for some mail that did not come. But at the same time, it's like, I ain't gonna worry about it. Because my father is already taking care of things. The recycler was there. And now he's talking about there's a repair shop over there too. All you need is the money. You can get that truck to go into that shop and tell them what they need to look at. And then they go look at it. And you get it up and running again. Because see, my father is quite fully versed in what is in the realm of spirit, his spirit, confusing and otherwise. He said, I already did war with all that stuff. Now, you have to do your own personal war. You're going to have to decide what it is that you want. And you might pretty much just cut a lot of people out like the Bible did, script, and what it has said. That one will be caught up and the other will be left behind. Because it will be up to you to make a determination as to where you fit in. As far as the story of Christ is concerned, if you call yourself being a follower and a believer. But the rest of you, you're going wherever you want to go. Well, or you think you're going, but it's not all the same. I told you, there's a lot of stuff out there that's not cute. I've been called many things. I've been demonized by people. I've been told I was straight up evil. I can be. I don't want to be. Yeah, I'll tell somebody in a minute. I said, hey, I got your back, or I don't. And like I said, it was easy for me, for anybody who decided that they wanted out, to let them go. I will respect your wishes. Just don't come back knocking on my door talking about us about forgiveness later, because it's not. You have to understand the progression of a story as it's unfolding. You don't finish one tale and start up another. You might think that you did, but you call yourself piggybacking on too much of a coattail. You've attributed too much of what you say you are capable of doing and what you're doing and say that it's all sanctioned by Christ. No. The light of your own awareness is not Christ. It's just you. There's only one Christ. He came and died a long time ago. He was supposed to return, but he came back bearing gifts. Yeah. That was my lift. They want to thank me for tipping through the app. Nice young lady. Really sweet lady. It's warm out here. Although it's only supposed to be eventually 70 degrees, but it's not supposed to be that yet. But like I said, this truck retains heat, so that's not the problem. There's a little corner store around the market, because I did scope out the neighborhood. And I'll go get me a cool drink. I'm just trying to chillax until time to check in. And I might go get that fish sandwich, because I'm not too far from this Jack in the Box that I know of that's in walking distance. And I've been wanting that fish sandwich, so it might be time that I finally get it. It is what it is. The rest of this stuff will pretty much probably be garbage because of the heat that's in this vehicle. There will not be anything in here that's salvageable for this. And if that's the case, that's just the case. But anyway, I just wanted to touch bases with you about that. If you knew what the Holy Spirit really was, and when you dream, why you dream, about for certain things and why everything is not reliable, even though people are trying to tell you that this is a real visitation. Well, there's real visitations and then there are not. There are those that mimic a visitation and more. And you say, if it's all in love, then no. Because you need to understand something. In life, not everything is sunshine and roses, much less all about love and adoration. You can deliver a message like that. You can reduce somebody to tears because that's what they want to hear. But it doesn't mean that it exists. My nephew never came through in a reading saying, "Tell my father I'm sorry." He blamed his father for his own death. He apologized to his mother because of what he put her through. But he didn't apologize to his father. And my father, he made clear to me what my brother was capable of, even though I didn't want to believe it. He reminded me just the other night about something my brother had said to me. And it was around about the time that I left home, that last time, before all the brouhaha happened with the suing and selling of the house and more. I said, are we back at this point again? If he ain't drinking already, something tells me he's going to be poised to start drinking again. Because all this shit going to come to light. And my family's going to know it. You have a nice day.